Hello, my name is Taylor Ivy, and this is my demonstrative speech for Introduction to Public Speaking. And I will be showing you how to teach your dog a new trick. So this is Rowan, my 1-year-old dog, and I have been training him since he was about 8 weeks old, and he will be helping us show you and explain how to teach your dog a new trick. So teaching tricks is not just for puppies, although sometimes it's easier because they are more food motivated or toy motivated. But also, if you think about it, older dogs have longer attention spans and puppies have very short attention spans. So it's harder for them to keep concentrated when you are trying to teach them new tricks, even though they are more food motivated. And you always start off with the basics first. You always want to teach them how to sit first, then lay down, then stay. And the last two, load up and back, are just my personal basics for Rowan, because when he was a puppy, I would take him to work every single day to get him acquainted with the vet office. And if I did not have a blanket over the seat before he jumped in there, he would get my truck all muddy from the grass and stuff that he would run through. So I had to teach him, give him a cue as to when I wanted him to load up into the truck. And that was the perfect way. Also, he would sometimes be in my seat instead of his seat that he was supposed to be in. So I taught him how to back up pretty much. And even if he's on the ground, he knows that gives me space. So these are my basics. It might change for you, but sit, lay down, and stay are the pretty much basics that pretty much all dogs need to know for basic life. And these are so important for, one, my example of Rowan loading up in the truck, also for going to the vet clinic. In this video, I have me trimming Rowan's nails at my work, which is at the vet clinic. And a lot of dogs are very stressed out when they come to the vet clinic. But if they just know a few tricks, or just, it'll calm them down so much and give us, it's not only good for us, for the dogs to know some tricks, but it's also good for them. It keeps them calmer and they're more comfortable around us if they do. And they need to be acquainted with people also. But tricks are the most important. And when I pushed on his side just a second ago, that was my cue that I used to teach him how to lay down and roll over. And it just helps him relax on his side, so I get more access to his paws when he lays over. And before we start, I want to tell y'all a few things that you need to remember. You need to be aware of your body language. So if you walk towards your dog and you put most of your body pressure, not physically, but when you walk towards them and you go towards them, just that's it. And your dog sits down because all of his body weight goes to his back end, and it causes him to sit down. That's the basic of that's a body language basic on how to get your dog to sit down on cue. So you would start by having him, putting your body weight towards him, having him sit, and then treating him for that. And then later you would add in a voice command. And you have to be very calm and keep very patient, because sometimes it takes days for dogs to learn tricks. Some dogs, depending on the trick, it might take them 30 minutes to an hour. But you never know. Your dog may take a few days, and you might do short intervals each day to get him to pay attention more, if he has a shorter attention span than some dogs. Rowan, it will take me an hour to teach him the basics of a new trick, but it'll take over a few days for him to understand the voice command that goes with that trick. And each time your dog does a small step in the right direction, you want to reward them. For example, like I said, a treat or a toy for puppies. And whatever your older dog likes the best, you would use that. So that also goes with positive reinforcement. So you would use a treat or a toy. Those are really good tools for positive reinforcement. And you always want to reward a step in the right direction, like I said. First, they'll do small steps, or even you have to get them to do it yourself. But once you reward them, they'll start figuring out, if I do this, when they do this body position, then I get a treat, or I get to play with my toy. They'll learn that, and then they'll learn, hey, this means this, and I get it rewarded. It's a good thing. So after a while, they start understanding better, and you don't have to direct them near as much to get them to do the trick. So you need to expect a little bit more and more as you go, but still be patient with it, because some dogs take a little bit longer. This is Rowan explaining to us. This is his favorite toy on the floor, and these are his favorite treats, and those are the ones I usually use. If you don't have treats, you can use kibble, little pieces of their food, especially if they're really food motivated. That works perfectly. And like I was saying, you need to start small. Don't expect very much because they don't know it yet. So you want to direct them a lot at first. And then slowly, very slowly, depending on their learning, how good they learn and how good they pick up on stuff, you will start expecting more and directing less. And take good breaks in between when he or she does the trick, or even makes a good improvement with the trick. And after they got a good understanding of the body movement that you're using to get them to do something, add a voice command in there. So if you're teaching them how to sit and you get them to sit on their butt, and they know that every single time they do it, really easy when you do the body movement, then you start adding the word sit in there. So when they sit, you say, good boy, sit, and then give them a treat after you say it, so that they know that's what that means. It's not just the body movement. When they say that, I should sit, and then I get a reward for it. This is Rowan showing us how he learned to lay down. So I will take my hand, put it in front of his face, then put my hand flat on the ground. That is showing him how to lay down. And it's the body movement that I use to teach him how to lay down. And then for another example, this is how I taught him to shake. I would just grab his paw, shake it, say good boy, then give him the treat. And all different tricks have these little things that will slowly incorporate the tricks so that they start understanding and use those cues, either body movements or verbal cues, to do that trick. But you always want to reward them in a little step in the right direction, and after a while, this is how Rowan tries to shake now. So he knows that he gets a treat whenever he shakes my hand, so he wants to shake my hand all the time. So depending on the trick, especially if your dog's food motivated, if he or she learns the trick, they will always want to do that trick to get food. And that's the mindset that you want them to have about that trick. And thank you for watching. This is my demonstrative speech for Introduction to Public Speaking. Thank you.